My name's Nigel Green and I'm the CEO of the deVere Group. I've recently been quoted in the press as saying that FATCA is horrific. FATCA is horrific. It's horrific for American expatriates, and I believe it's horrific for the American economy. What sounded like a noble idea, we will tax expats around the world that are avoiding taxation, has in fact become a nightmare. Why? Well, what have they done? The American government have decided that every bank around the world, every insurance company around the world has to report transactions made by US citizens or anybody connected with the US. So if you've got a US wife, you're connected, that means that your transactions have got to be reported. Of course, this is extremely costly. The cost to banks is estimated to be in several billions of dollars every single year. What are banks doing? Okay, well, banks and insurance companies are seeking to avoid taking on American clients. It means that I'm seeing American expatriates refused bank accounts. I'm seeing American expatriates finding it extremely difficult to get a mortgage. FATCA, you see, sounds good, but then again, so does communism. That sounds like a great idea. We'll spread everything equally. Okay, the reality, of course, is that it doesn't work. And do you know the strange thing is? There is very little money that the US government are going to be claiming. When you actually look at the facts and you look at the figures, there's 7 million expatriates around the world that should be declaring their money to the US government. Okay, well, from my findings, I would estimate that 96% do. So we're talking about a very small percentage that actually don't pay tax. Do you know, American corporations, however, make their money in Europe, make their money around the world. Companies like Google, Starbucks, companies that are like Apple have done very well, been very successful. They build up lots of money, and in what I believe is a correct structure, they earn their money, and in a tax efficient manner, they build up that capital in places like Luxembourg. Do you know the crazy thing though? They can't take their money back to the US. And the reason they can't take their money back to the US is that the US government, if they bring it back, will make them pay huge amounts of tax. So there is estimated to be well over $1 trillion, yes, $1 trillion in bank accounts for US corporations that sat in places around the world that can't be brought back to America because of the taxation. Okay, what should they do? Well, I believe they should leave the US expat alone, or think of a simpler solution if they really want to chase a few expatriates around the world. And they should look at the companies that are quite rightly structured correctly, but have over $1 trillion in bank accounts, which could, if they reduce tax, maybe to 5%, be brought back into the US economy. That would create huge revenue, and at the same time would mean that money coming back to the economy could be used for great use and to accelerate the growth that America is currently seeing. Expats around the world, American expats, are rightly furious. They're rightly furious that they are the ones that have been discriminated against. People that pay tax properly and correctly, they're the ones that are being discriminated by their own government. What can be done about it? Well, as a company, we advise people on how they can invest their money into tax-efficient solutions. So American expatriates that are interested in at least mitigating their tax or want to know how to report it properly, by all means, come to my website, which is www.nigel-green.com, or to our company site, which is www.deVere-group.com, and we'll be happy to advise you on what can be done legally and correctly. If you're one of those Americans who wants to protest, okay, again, come to my website. There's many fantastic groups around the world that are rightly protesting against FATCA. Many in Canada, many senators are taking up the cause. Okay, if you want to join that petition, then I'll put you in touch with those people and help you, all right, fight this ridiculous taxation. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening.